I had never ventured into the open ocean. For the first time in my life, I could gaze out over the ocean waves and let my thoughts drift. What lies behind its ever-changing nature? What does that unfamiliar world, several thousand meters beneath our feet, mean to us? Our distant ancestors lived in the ocean some 300 million years ago. This journey feels like a homecoming to a long-lost place. We'll descend and see it for ourselves. This is our vessel, Xiao09. Though aging, it is sturdy and graceful. We depart from Qingdao, cross the South China Sea, sail through the Indonesian archipelago, enter the Indian Ocean, pass the equator, and head towards the ocean. 2,000 kilometers southeast of Mauritius. Mounted on the stern is China's first deep-sea manned submersible, Jiaolong. Our destination is a mysterious seafloor in the Indian Ocean, cloaked in black smoke, and never visited by humans before. The turbulent southwest Indian Ocean disrupted Jiaolong's dives that had just started to gain momentum. These days, every scientific report sent back by Jiaolong brought waves of excitement. The mysterious truth buried in the dark smoke in Longqi was gradually being unveiled. However, a storm arrived unexpectedly, leaving people waiting for better weather. After more than half a month at sea, most of us had grown used to a world that's constantly rocking and rolling.
What do you eat in Jiaolong? Do you have time to eat?
I can eat during the descent and ascent, but definitely not when we're working.
My name is Zhang Yi. I'm a trainee in the second batch, and I'm currently in training. My biggest expectation for this voyage is to dive in Jiaolong as a co-pilot. During this leg, let me show you my dive suit.
Special suit for diving.
Yeah, it's much nicer than our work uniforms. Look. Wow. Pretty smart, huh?
Wow, it's beautiful. Oh, there's a flag on it.
Yeah, exactly, it's on the left chest.
Do all of you guys have it?
Only for official pilots.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Let me see how you look in it.
When I was first selected, I took a photo with Jialing and other guys. They all wore suits with our national flag. At that time I wondered when we could wear suits with the national flag.
Now it's your time. You'll wear this tomorrow?
Yeah. Do I look good in this?
Absolutely great.
Dr. Xiao, this is so big.
From what I see, these two are 50 kilograms heavier than last time.
2 sets of equipment. One is Professor Zhao's sampling pump, and the other is our deep-sea camera. They both need to be carried by Jiaolong. However, Jiaolong's sampling basket can't fit them both.
This definitely won't fit. There's no room for it.
Oh, man.
Dr. Xiao, look, with this size. How much of your stuff can squeeze in it? It's not that I don't want to bring it.
It's okay, there's no space left. I can see that.
After sheltering from the storm at 32 degrees south latitude, Xiao09 returned once more to the waters above Longqi. The 4-day tropical cyclone still had lingering effects. The scientific mission could not afford to wait any longer.
The pilots are now in position.
4-4, roger that.
Zhang Yi prepared to enter Jiaolong. She had climbed into this hatch countless times, but this time was different. This would be the first deep dive ever. For a female pilot from China.
When the hatch closed, I realized we were about to dive. Jiaolong was calmly checking various instruments. The hatch had been closed a while, so I asked Jiaolong if I should turn on the oxygen now. He said, "Yeah, turn it on," so quietly. I turned all the oxygen valves on. Turns out during one's first deep dive, people truly fixate on trivial details.
3 to 2, roger that.
Rail card is in position.
Three to Chief Commander. The surface support system is ready.
Hi.
Roger that.
Attach the main cable.
It's really swaying.
Lift the submersible.
Hold the hand grip.
Will it sway a lot?
Not too bad.
Dr. Tao, do you get seasick on the surface?
I might feel sick if it's over an hour.
It's unlikely to last more than an hour.
When the sub was just lifted off the stand, the ship was rocking madly. I felt like we were inside, swaying back and forth. It was my first deep dive. I thought this was normal. Later, Jiaolong told me that it was one of the worst swaying experiences he'd had.
Captain, we're 150 meters away.
Forget the distance now. Focus on safety. Stop the rolling first.
Yep, please respond after hearing me.
Go ahead.
There was a lot of rolling. And now the grounding reads 1.1.
What's it now?
A high grounding resistance poses a danger to the submersible and its crew. If it exceeds a certain limit, they have to stop the dive.
It's exceeded the dive threshold. Because of the previous rolling.
Roger that.
I was inside and didn't have time to realize I had already left the our vessel and was suspended above the sea, and before I could process it, water was already over the porthole.
If it keeps swaying like this, we'll have to retrieve it even after diving.
Don't come back yet. There's a possibility of recovery.
Copy.
Jiaolong, this is Xiang 9 calling.
Xiang 9, received, go ahead.
What's the grounding now?
It was getting better for a bit, but now it's back to 1.1.
Jiaolong, this is Xiang 9.
Xiang 9, this is Jiaolong, go ahead.
We're preparing for recovery now.
Copy, understood.
Really?
Jiaolong surfaced. And the dive was called off. The film crew was worried. Our deep-sea camera had been slotted for the dive, but was scheduled late. With a few more bad weather days, the chances of filming on the ocean floor would be slim.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
Okay, everything will go smoothly.
Thank you, Captain.
Is it done yet?
Yes, take a look.
Tonight marked another sleepless night in the southwest Indian Ocean. To ensure tomorrow's dive goes as planned, everyone is troubleshooting equipment and rushing preparations for this vessel undertaking tasks. It's a ship of destiny for its passengers. 96 individuals from all walks of life, united on this journey, weathering daily ups and downs together. Yet the protagonist of our story lies deep in the ocean, resting in eternal darkness and silence. Longqi. It's not just a mineral reserve. Its scientific value runs far deeper.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Dive 93 begins. Deck crew prepare.
3-2 Roger that.
Perhaps due to the failed dive last time. Everyone seemed a bit on edge. Scientists and support staff gathered by the monitoring room door, closely watching the submersible status.
The 110V grounding reads 0.1. Normal.
Roger that. Deploy the submersible.
Captain gave me 2 apples last night.
Did you eat them?
He told me to throw them into the sea.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. As soon as I did, the weather cleared. See, my apples really did the trick.
All thanks to your apples. Xiao 9. Jiaolong requesting to dive over.
Jiaolong, permission granted.
We'll start descending in 5 to 6 minutes.
Zhongyi is breaking her own records now.
As we slowly descended, I watched the depth gauge, ticking meter by meter. In no time, we'd hit 60 meters. I thought, wow, that was quick. I was breaking my own depth record. I was super excited. At what depth does it get dark outside?
A little over 200 meters. You can look out the porthole. There should be lots of plankton. You can see the glowing, beautiful blue lights.
How much is the displacement? About 20 kilograms, right?
Hold on. Jettison the ballast first.
Zhongyi, we can almost see the seafloor. Almost. 1 more minute. In a minute, we'll see it.
Whoa, is that the seafloor?
You see the bottom?
Yeah.
You can see it from your side?
Yes.
I can't see it yet from here.
Jiaolong, this is gorgeous.
Yes.
Today, Zhongyi beats us all to the view.
Her side is closer to the bottom.
Actually, where we were landing was like just ordinary rocks. But seeing the seafloor with my own eyes, watching Jiaolong settle, raising dust that swirls past my porthole, it was incredibly thrilling. I even forgot how to operate the HDPTZ camera at that moment.
If we follow this slope, I can hardly see anything. If possible, I'll swap places with Zhongyi.
Take it slow. Don't bump any equipment while changing positions.
Dr. Tao Chunhui's task was to travel north to south through the Longqi area, covering 1.5 kilometers, for a long geological profile observation. Along the way, drifting seafloor sediments shifted unpredictably, while igneous rocks loom in the lights, silently recounting Longqi's past. To Dr. Tao. In geological history, there were once violent volcanic eruptions, as well as powerful earthquakes. Broken rock edges and fractured seabeds can be seen everywhere. Longqi, far from being the scenic spot we had anticipated, derives its beauty from an extremely harsh geological environment. In fact, Longqi is situated right on the doorstep of hell. Not far from Jiaolong lies the summit of the mid-ocean ridge. There, a rift valley winds its way for 60,000 kilometers along the ridge, much like the stitched seams on a tennis ball.
Look, that's smoke.
Yeah. I see it. I finally spotted the black smokers.
See it, huh? Such a massive smoke.
Right. Have we been here before?
Yeah, we've been here earlier.
This is so stunning. I have to see it for myself. It felt like it popped into view. The black smoke kept billowing out, so much so that the water around it shimmered with golden particles. Some of the flows nearby also appeared abnormal, as if they were poised to erupt at any moment. While we docked there, the sampling basket pressed against a rock, scraping off its outer shell. It was like a cloud of gold dust sprayed out. A new vent was thus revealed.
Most of the 300 hydrothermal vents, or smokers, discovered in the oceans, are located along mid-ocean ridges. Longqi, however, is far more complex.
Magma active areas are prone to hydrothermal activity. More magma means the ridge spreads faster. Along the mid-ocean ridge, magma pushes outward on both sides, pushing materials up from below. In the East Pacific Rise, it spreads 60 or 80 centimeters a year, which is quite fast. The Atlantic side has a slow-spreading ridge, where magmatic activity is just right, so there are many large hydrothermal systems. Then the ultra-slow-spreading ridges, like where we are now. No active hydrothermal systems had ever been found there. People thought there wasn't enough magmatic activity for hydrothermal systems to develop. So when we found one here in 2007, we thought we had made the world's first discovery of an active hydrothermal system on an ultra-slow ridge.
The Southwest Indian Ocean ridge spreads out at barely a centimeter a year. Discovering a large hydrothermal system here will deepen humanity's understanding of the oceans and the depths of our planet. And the samples collected by Jiaolong are just the beginning of discovery.
Where is the vent now in relation to me?
To your right rear. Working on the seabed is incredibly challenging. Whether we were trying to grab something, deploy something, or measure the temperature of a vent. Even seemingly simple tasks were not as straightforward as they seemed. Like measuring the temperature. It seems you just need to insert a probe and await the result. However, it's anything but easy. Fine operations underwater demand a high level of skill.
8 days ago, Jiaolong worked here. They found the temperature measuring equipment down the cliff.
Did they lose it that day?
Yeah, they lost it during that dive. Oh, nice. Awesome. You're real pros. Got it.
Is this the one they lost before?
Yes, they couldn't find it back then. When we inquired about it, they were too embarrassed to say anything.
So whose is it, Dr. Xiao's? We should mention it to them on the way back. There's a surprise for them.
They'll get it once we tell them.
The sample basket is crammed with equipment. Some need to be brought back after use, while some are placed on vents or among hydrothermal organisms for later retrieval. These white markers, however, will remain on the seafloor forever, much like road signs. The 93rd dive was highly fruitful. What Tang Jiaoling was most proud of was retrieving the equipment deployed here 8 days ago. Jiaolong's precise positioning enables scientists to observe and experiment at specific seafloor spots for days or even years. Our equipment has finally been approved to dive tomorrow. The key to deep-sea filming lies in specialized engineering techniques. Fortunately, there are enthusiastic top experts assisting with testing and maintenance. The sampling basket battle with Professor Xiao was cleverly resolved.
Saw off Cameron's bracket.
Chief Engineer Liu Jun helped us cut in half the simple bracket rented from Wood's Hole, making room for Dr. Xiao's water pump. Panning shots rely on Jiaolong's arm. Pilot Fu Wentao asked Leo to weld a handle onto the bracket. It was a very smart solution. The scene before me reminds me of a slogan on the ship. Only jobs, no departments.
Look at that huge fish.
It's enormous.
It's so big. Oh, it's coming this way.
Tao, shooting. Please record this fish. Otherwise, no one will see it.
Find it. It's swimming happily. It's coming to check things out.
Who's invading my territory? It's looking at us. Will it attack us? You're so gorgeous.
I bet this one's tasty.
You're always thinking about food.
2:40 p.m. Big fish.
It belongs to Ophidiidae, a fish pretty common in the deep sea. Given its size, it's a giant in there. It preys on small creatures and is at the top of the food chain on the Longqi seabed, much like lions on the East African prairies. It has completely lost its eyesight and relies on touch to perceive its surroundings. It hails from a large family, and its kin look quite distinct. This is his relative filmed by Jiaolong in the South China Sea. At a depth of 3,700 meters, a completely different seabed ecosystem. Squat lobsters and mussels blanket the seabed. The energy source for various organisms comes from natural gas seeping from the seabed. Despite the harsh environment, life persists tenaciously at Longqi. Around low-temperature hydrothermal vents, mussels and snails crowd together. The forest-like organisms are barnacles. Their original feet have retreated and shrunk into their bodies. They are sessile organisms. Unable to move around, they feed on the decomposed remains of organisms from the upper ocean. Under suitable conditions, bottom currents bring these nutrients to them. Near vents with temperatures close to 400 degrees Celsius, extremophiles thrive. They are primitive cells, either single or connected. High acidity, high salinity, high pressure and low oxygen. Boiling water is their comfort zone. They live off nutrients from the toxic chemicals in hydrotherm. We can't see them, but they're right in front of us. A strong piece of evidence is the presence of hydrothermal shrimp. Animals rely on microorganisms to synthesize organic matter. Hydrothermal shrimp feed on microorganisms. The bright spots on their backs can sense heat sources. High-temperature hydrotherm means a bigger feast. Extremophiles living near smokers play the role of plants on land in the Longqi food chain. Instead of relying on photosynthesis, they fix chemical energy inside their bodies and then become food for others.
Jiaolong has released its ballast and is returning. Over.
We've done all assigned tasks, and honestly, we did a bit extra.
Ah, I can finally relax.
Ascending is the most relaxing moment of the day for submersible pilots. Jiaolong ascends without power and can automatically position itself for surfacing.
I wonder how young the youngest pilot is.
That girl, just 24 years old.
Hello, Zhongyi. It's Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Did you find any life down there? And was it beautiful?
How to say Shanhu?
Coral.
Underwater acoustic communication equipment needs slow speech and distinct pronunciation. Otherwise, the sound will be muffled.
Oh, good for you.
I'm doing an interview with my poor English.
Apple.
Oh, that's a good one. That's apple.
This one I don't know. I don't know what this.
Oh wow, hang on. That's Chinese medicine.
Yes, yes, this is the beer.
Beer? Maybe I'll take this one.
Qingdao beer.
Perhaps far in the future, those writing China's marine development history will record. On January 10, 2015, this 24-year-old young woman became the first woman in China's history to dive to the seafloor.
What's this taste?
That's herbal medicine.
Let me try.
Close your eyes. What's this?
Was that amazing?
Yeah.
Beautiful?
Yeah, very beautiful.
No more pouring. Already poured.
It's nearly 11 hours.
We spent some time finding those two things. The high temperature cap and
You find it?
got them all back. Gotta go.
Tomorrow morning, equipment from 2 owners will be loaded onto Jiaolong. Professor Xiao's equipment can capture a large number of microorganisms with high efficiency, while keeping those tiny things alive and safe when reaching the surface. Dr. Zhang Yu has devoted nearly 2 years to this.
I haven't slept well for days. This equipment has been in development for over a year, almost 2. This is its first time being loaded onto Jiaolong. So I'm quite nervous. If things go wrong, we'll waste this valuable diving chance. Also, I'm extremely worried if there's even a minor fault that will affect Jiaolong's safety.
The film crew also has concerns. It's their first time using the deep-sea camera for seafloor filming. Everything is uncertain. There's a saying in the Jiaolong team that goes, loading new equipment for a dive is like a nightmare. Tomorrow night, it's either a carnival or doomsday.
You can turn on the camera before reaching the seabed.
Got it.
Just keep it on, it's fine, unless it crashes on its own.
Okay. I just worry that if it runs too long, it might break down when we really need it.
Just restart it if that happens, don't worry.
The CCTV's cable is all plugged in. You can go in. For testing and training.
Seats on Jiaolong are limited. So trainee Xiao Xingyao will be responsible for operating the deep-sea camera. Cameraman Zhang Wei entered the cabin to give her training.
Let me know when you see a lot of life. Looks like there's one on your side.
There are tons of crabs.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I see lots of crabs on her side too.
Wow, this area is stunning. This must be the Long Gong.
Oh.
That's right. Let me check.
There's a plume, I see it. Look, out there. This one's definitely still venting. Get the shot.
It's a bit lower now.
That's fine. This fault is beautiful.
So much life around here.
What's that white thing? It's moving.
I see it. Yeah, here it is.
Look, they are rising up.
I can't see it clearly.
There.
Got it.
Rising up.
Seriously, so many creatures here.
Get a panoramic shot.
They told me to hold each shot for 5 to 10 seconds. Don't rush, or it'll be hard to edit.
Can you feel it starting to pump yet?
Not connected yet.
Just connect it now. It pumps every 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute cycle, automatic pumping. 6 liters per minute.
Let me position the pipe properly.
The closer it is, the more valuable the pump stuff will be. Diving with such a heavy thing, we'd better do some proper work to justify it.
Take a look at the deep sea camera.
It is filming that pipe right now.
They will definitely be satisfied.
Is that pumping?
I think it's working.
These snails are distant relatives of land snails. The Jiaolong stirred up a commotion, allowing us to see their soft bodies. These deep-sea animals don't have enclosed cavities inside their bodies. Their body tissues can fully absorb seawater. This special body structure equalizes the internal and external pressure. That's why they can survive the extreme pressures down here. Scientists believe that the creatures at Longqi are unique. They inhabit the seas where the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean meet. Research on them may uncover organisms' migration routes across the vast ocean floor. Grasping their migration patterns is key to mapping the overall distribution and history of deep-sea life. This was the most dramatic recovery. The deep-sea camera from the film crew, and Professor Zhang Yu and Xiao Xiang's pump, were still dripping with seawater. Everyone was on edge. Zhao Xinya rushed towards the buckets of cold water waiting for her to complete her deep dive.
What's this?
It's coffee. Coffee.
Take it slow, don't just yank it out all at once. The crucial moment is here.
Any samples?
There should be. Because there's pressure.
What about the flow meter?
I've got a pressure reading. The flow meter's not too accurate right now, but I've got the pressure figures. Last night, over there on the aft deck, I just cried. I was so nervous and worried, wondering if all this equipment would work when the time came. Luckily, the water pump is working. It worked.
Wow, wow, wow.
This is so clear. You've got to give me a copy of this. This is completely different from what I've got.
Congratulations.
Ever since the deep-sea camera started being carried on Jiaolong, we've felt like we're part of the scientific team too. Just like them, we've gone through scientific explorations ups and downs. But that thrill of success didn't last long.
It's not working again. It worked fine on the surface.
Yeah. It was good when we submerged it too. I'll ask the surface team.
Is it a big problem?
Shenya, is the camera turned off now?
Keeps getting some weird drops.
In the subsequent dive, due to poor optical cable contact under the enormous pressure at the ocean floor, all our underwater footage was rendered useless. Those were days of alternating hope and despair. With the full understanding and support of the command center, we finally dared to say we had succeeded just before returning. As documentary filmmakers, we spend all day trying to capture good stories. But we never expected that our own story would be quite so interesting. Since we crossed 37 degrees south latitude, large flocks of albatrosses have been chasing our ship. I loved watching them fly, with their wingtips brushing the sea surface, but one seemed unable to fly. After we pulled it aboard with some effort, we found it was tangled in fishing line. It seemed injured from struggling. There was a ringing on its foot. Fortunately, the injury wasn't severe. We decided to let it return to its own world.
Is that the one? The one that's flying?
It's flying now.
Early this morning, cameraman Zhang Wei put on his diving suit. The captain finally agreed to let us go into the sea to film the dive. No one knew if there were sharks in these unfamiliar waters, so the captain's caution made sense.
Don't take risks, I won't.
See you in the sunshine.
See you later.
37 degrees 46.8304 minutes south. This is where Jiaolong began its dive.
You got lucky. Look at that sunshine. I've waited so many days, over half a month.
Alright, bridge, don't operate for now. Hold steady. CCTV is filming the descent right now.
Jiaolong, report the surface status. Over.
Jiaolong, surface check normal. Requesting dive, over.
Jiaolong, permission granted. Over.
Xiang 9, Jiaolong is commencing descent. Over.
This is the 95th dive of Jiaolong since its commissioning. This leg is almost over. Dr. Tao Chunhui is preparing to search several suspected locations for undiscovered hydrothermal vents and give marine science another surprise. Liu Xiao was the last one among the 6 trainee pilots to dive. Little did he expect to have a harvest on his first dive.
During the search, 2 to 3 meters above the seabed, Dr. Tao noticed several times that the bottom seawater flow had obvious stratification. Based on his experience, he said there must be hydrothermal sites we haven't discovered.
Keep a close eye on this area.
It's really steep here.
Do you guys see something yellow?
Is that a vent up ahead?
It seems so. It seems active.
Really?
I see the black smoke.
Let me get through.
It seems active.
Get the camera focused. It's active. Wow, you're amazing. You really have an eagle eye.
This is a great find.
Discovering a black smoker and getting praised by Dr. Tao made Liu Xiao overjoyed.
Look at this.
Excellent. It's spewing.
There's a whole row.
Nice. You find another new vent.
It's really not easy to work here.
Get the blackest one.
They're all so steep. See that one? Look at its shape. It's hard to dock.
Here's your real test.
You're always testing me. Hydrothermal activity, especially violent eruptions, makes the area around very unstable. If you dock and damage its structure, it can fall apart easily. That's when new vents will form. When that happens, what comes out isn't low or medium temp at all. It could be very high, hundreds of degrees Celsius. In just tens of seconds, it could damage equipment in the sampling basket. Once such damage occurs, it might be serious enough to immediately terminate this mission and return.
Grab a bunch. These are all very soft. Just grab them gently, or they might break. Find a big one.
Oh, it fell.
They're soft. First sample complete.
What's the temperature?
350, 365.
That's higher than yesterday's.
Record broken. Let's see if we can reach 400 degrees.
And beat Zhaozhang's team.
Their last reading was?
362.
Shenya got some bad news for you. They measured 380 degrees today.
376.
376 close to 380.
That's awesome.
We'll do better tomorrow.
I don't think so.
On the last stop, Jiaolong got smoked.
It's okay, no big deal.
You should go to that high temperature area. It must be over 400 degrees.
Seriously? Then why just 380?
It's because we didn't dare to go back to that spot due to too much smoke.
Way too dense, right?
Didn't they say one of the buoyancy blocks burned?
On that side.
There's no smoke here.
Oh my god.
It's burned.
It's dangerous to the submarine. But if it's closer to the window, more dangerous.
The window and titanium alloy walls differ in expansion coefficients. Heat may create gaps between them, allowing seawater to shoot into the cabin like bullets. A month passed in a flash, and it was time to return. Dr. Tao Chunhui was probably one of the happiest people. A series of firsts made the arduous expedition full of meaning. The pressure and tension just dissipated. It was Jiaolong's first dive in the southern hemisphere, and on the mid-ocean ridge. The first time it found black smokers on the seafloor. It was the world's first manned dive in the southwest Indian Ocean, and it obtained abundant ocean floor samples and data. It was the first dive for scientists and trainee pilots, and the first lesson for the scientists at Longqi. Countless firsts converged to become a turning point. When China's deep-sea diving endeavors made the world feel their value, Longqi would surely be remembered. And with that, the story of the mid-ocean ridge ought to come to an end. Mantle convection drives the expansion of the seafloor. It rises from deep within the Earth's crust, generating new oceanic crust. The crust is split, torn, and pushed. Over 200 million years, it moves to the edge of continental plates and is pressed hundreds of kilometers deep, once again entering the mantle's cycle, repeating endlessly. The expansion of the seafloor also pushes the land. Thus, high cliffs turn into valleys, deep canyons into hills. The vicissitudes of the sea and land affect our destiny and history. Just as our story was about to end, something unexpected happened. On the day Jiaolong surfaced, the scientific team was to celebrate its 100th dive. The world's first manned scientific research submersible Alvin had celebrated its 5,000th dive since its launch in 1963. In comparison, Jiaolong was like a newborn baby just a month old. The recovery of the 100th dive proceeded as usual. The frogmen hooked cables to Jiaolong so that the mothership, Xiang 09, could pull it closer to the stern and hoist it onto the deck, where people were eagerly waiting. However, when the frogmen approached Jiaolong again to hook the crane's cable, an accident occurred. A serious hydraulic leak happened in a hydraulic motor on the crane. When trying to lift the 22-ton Jiaolong, the crane suddenly became powerless.
It stops working. It won't go up.
This was a major malfunction. The A-frame crane had a burst oil pipe. If the submersible couldn't be recovered back onto the deck, the consequences were unimaginable.
Everyone on board quickly mobilized. They had to repair the crane before Jiaolong's life support system and power ran out. Ensuring the safety of the crew first, emergency measures could be taken if necessary. Meanwhile, they had to check if the malfunction was fixable.
Don't worry, at least we know the situation.
Notify the three of them, otherwise they'll be freaked out.
Jiaolong remained on the surface. The nearby research ship the Yang 01 was also called over. Deputy Chief Commander Yi stayed in the communication room, keeping in contact with the 3 crew members on Jiaolong.
Now we need to replace the motor. We have the parts and related motors. But this work may take a long time. We need everyone's cooperation. Let's work together to get this done. Thank you all.
People were dismantling the troublesome motor. And then the weather turned nasty. The ship rocked so badly people could barely stand. Chief Engineer Liu Jun, pilot Tang Jialing, and the tech crew were swaying on top of the over 10-meter high crane.
They had been down there for nearly 10 hours. We must get the crane back to normal by dawn. In the morning, we need to recover Jiaolong. Otherwise, we'll have to take other emergency measures, which would be destructive.
The damaged motor was finally moved onto the deck. Now, they had to immediately overhaul the backup motor and install it on the crane before midnight. There had to be some highly skilled technicians on the vessel, and Chief Engineer Liu Jun was one of them. With him around, people felt at ease. After a night of tension, anxiety and busyness, finally, the crane regained its usual strength. Jiaolong left the turbulent sea surface. I had a strange feeling. At the end of the scientific expedition in the southwest Indian Ocean, Jiaolong was the last among us to perform the watering ceremony. At this moment, China's manned deep-sea diving endeavor completed its coming-of-age ceremony.
-5 reporting. The dive personnel have exited the cabin.
On March 17, 2015, Jiaolong and its mother ship, Xiao 09, returned to the newly built home port, the Qingdao Aishanwai National Deep Sea Base Dock. In the years to come, this place will become the starting point for China's exploration of the deep sea.